Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 7, called integrals. We have already completed differentiation as well as its applications. Geometrically, differentiation is finding the slope of tangent to a curve, but integration means finding the area under a curve within some intervals or general area. Now, in other terms, integration is antiderivative. Now consider, we know that d by dx of cos x equal to minus sin x. d by dx of cos x equal to minus sin x. So, if it is cos x is f of x, means minus sin x is a f dash of x. But if you are given sin x, what will be the function if it is considered as derivative, that is some f dash of x equal to sin x, means what will be the f of x, that is antiderivative of f of x. So, for every derivative there exists a function that is called antiderivative, that is nothing but integration. So, integral calculus is antiderivative. Here we express in the, first of all, in the differentiation we express differentiation in many ways. If y equal to f of x, differentiating y, we put dy by dx and f of x become f dash of x. This is known as derivative of a function f of x, and this is differentiation of y with respect to x. But here we use this symbol and f of x and dx for integrals. The symbol is elongated s, the first letter of sum. It is nothing but elongated s from the first letter sum, the symbol, and f of x is called integrand, and dx is with respect to for what variable we are integrating. So, this is integral of the function f with respect. Consider a function x square and the derivative, that is d by dx of x square equal to 2x, and consider another function x square plus 5. Here the derivative of the same function, that is x square plus 5 equal to again 2x plus constant term 0, so again 2x. Similarly, the derivative of any x square plus or minus some constant c is in general 2x, but the derivatives are equal here. But what will be the, in the reverse process, what will be the function? So, if we integrate 2x, we can get x square, and integrate 2x, we can get either x square or x square plus 5 or x square some constant c. So, that is the question arise here. So, when we take, integrate in the reverse process, that is integral 2x into dx, here f of x equal to 2x. So, in the antiderivative it is 2 into x square by 2, whereas equal to x square. But in the second case, integral, again we are integrating 2x only. So, thus in the same way 2 into x square by 2 equal to x square only. But where will the constant goes? So, this is the constant of integration. We cannot predict what actually the function have when we are given only derivative. So, in the reverse process, while we are taking antiderivative, so the constant, we are missing the constant, because what the constant actually the function have, we do not know. So, we are putting one constant, that is called c. This is called constant of integration, that c is constant of integration, and this constant is known as arbitrary constant. That means that constant can take any value. If in this case the constant is, the c value is 0, but in this case it is 5. In this case it takes any value, we do not know. So, any numerical value or some constant purely. Here some of the integrals which are considered as antiderivative for this function. Now, we know that in derivative d by dx of x power n equal to n into x power n minus 1. But whereas in the integration x power n becomes x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. If you differentiate this function, we get the LHS, that is generally integral f of x into dx equal to f of x. That means we have f dash of x equal to f of x. So, this is the antiderivative. Generally, if we have integral f of x into dx equal to capital F of x, means if we differentiate that the result, that is capital F of x, we need to get the function. Accordingly, if we differentiate, that is x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c, we get x power 1 only. That means c differentiating d by dx of x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c, we have the denominator constant comes as it is, that is n plus 1, the numerator based on power rule, it is n into x power n minus 1, and plus c becomes 0 plus 0. So, these are all cancelled, plus 1 minus 1 cancel, we get the result equal to x power n. So, when we differentiate the RHS, we get the LHS. So, the integral of x power n into dx equal to x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Similarly, when we differentiate x, we get the result is 1, that is d by dx of the derivative of x equal to 1. So, the integral of 1 into dx becomes x and with some arbitrary constant c. So, it is x plus c. Likewise, we have listed some formula which are x power n equal to x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c and integral dx equal to x plus c. So, the derivative of sin x equal to cos x. So, the integral of cos x equal to sin x plus c and derivative of cos x equal to minus sin x. So, the integral of sin x equal to minus cos x. So, we shift, so change the sign to the left, from left to the right, and we differentiate tan x equal to secant square. So, the integral of secant square become tan x. So, likewise everything cot x minus cosecant square x or integral of cosecant square x minus cot x. Secant x differentiating, we get secant x tan x. So, integrating the secant x tan x, we get secant x. Likewise everything sin inverse of x, the derivative of that function is 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So, integral, when we integrate it, it is sin inverse of x plus c, and the cos inverse of x who has derivative minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So, the integral either it is sin inverse of x plus c or minus cos inverse of x plus c. Likewise tan x and all. Some remaining formulas. So, 11 is the antiderivative of x into 1 by root of x into x square minus 1, because when we differentiate secant inverse of x, it is 1 by root of x into x minus 1 by x into root of x square minus 1, and cosecant inverse of x has the derivative minus x 1 by x by root of x square minus 1. So, in the reverse process. So, when we differentiate e power x becomes e power x. So, the antiderivative, that is integral of e power x is e power x only. When we differentiate log x, we have 1 by x. So, when we integrate 1 by x becomes log x, because why we are putting modulus means we are taking the positive only in the reverse process, and a power x becomes a power x divided by log a, because if we differentiate a power x, d by dx of a power x is nothing but a power x into log a. So, the antiderivative, that is differentiating d by dx of a power x divided by log a equal to the denominator constant comes as it is log a. So, numerator is a power x into log a cancel. So, we get a, its antiderivative is a power x. It is given in the book clearly. Go to your page number, take your second volume mathematics book and go to page number 290. So, in the 290 they given you the derivatives as well as integrals on this page. So, from 290 to 291. So, you can refer to this, and also please write this all formula in the first page so that you can refer these results. You can use these results for solving the forthcoming problem. Next, properties of integrals. The first property is two indefinite integrals with the same derivative or lead to the same derivative means they are nothing but the same family of course, and they are equivalent. That means consider f of x equal to x square and consider another function f of x equal to x square plus 1. So, these two are different because one is parabola open upward whose vertex is at origin, another one is parabola open upward where other than origin, some other point other than origin. So, here if y equal to x square plus 1 means x square equal to y minus 1. This is in the form of x minus h to the whole square equal to 4a into y minus k. So, h comma k is a vertex, accordingly it is 0 comma 1. So, this is 0 comma 1 and this is 0 comma 0, but all are family of curves, but whose derivatives are, the derivative of the first function is 2x as well as the derivative of function another function is also 2x. Here the derivatives are equal whereas the function are different. So, this is, let it be g of x. So, these are considered as equivalent. In this case, in f of x integral f of x into dx equal to integral g of x into dx plus c. We can write in the antiderivative, that is we can put 1 plus c. So, this is the first property. Secondly, the sum of integrals equal to integral of their sum. That means integral f1 of x plus f2 of x into dx equal to integral f1 of x into dx plus integral f2 of x into dx. That means when two functions which are in the form of addition and subtraction between them, that algebraic operation is only addition and subtraction, means we can separately integrate each function, that is integral f1 of x either plus or minus integral f2 of x into dx. Likewise, n number of times we can take, that is integral f1 of x plus or minus f2 of x plus or minus f3 of x plus or minus follows plus or minus fn of x into dx is equal to integral f1 of x plus or minus into dx plus or minus integral f2 of x into dx plus or minus, so follows plus integral fn of x into dx. So, the functions, two or more functions which are having algebraically plus or minus, that is addition in the form of addition and subtraction between each of them, and we can have their separate integrals with the same symbols either plus or minus. And if a function is multiplied by a constant k, that is integral k into any function of x into dx is nothing but k into integral f of x into dx. So, the multiplying constant or dividing constant comes as it is, that is integral f of x into dx divided by k is also 1 by k into integral f of x into dx. that is any function which is multiplied by any constant, that multiplying constant and dividing constant we can take outside the symbol of integration. So, we can integrate only the function. So, we can write like this one, and the one more one, that is integral k1 into f1 of x plus k2 into f2 of x plus k3 into f3 of x. Likewise, we have integral k1 into integral f1 of x into dx plus k2 into integral f2 of x into dx plus k3 into integral f3 of x into dx, so on. Dear students, up to now what we have taught is very fundamental of the integrals, and using this formulae and properties I expect you to solve the problem given in this exercise 7.1. So, the example problems and exercise problems are of same type. I do the exercise problems and you follow example problems also. In the first one, in the exercise 7.1, find the antiderivative or integral of the following functions by the method of inspection. So, here we need not integrate. So, we have to inspect from the antiderivative derivative, we have to solve this problem. First one is sin 2x. Let f of x equal to sin 2x. We know that sin x and cos x are mutually their derivative. If you differentiate sin x, it becomes cos x, and if you differentiate cos x, it will become minus sin x. Accordingly, we can do this problem like this. Now, d by dx of cos 2x equal to minus 2 sin 2x, but we need only sin 2x. So, sin 2x is equal to, bring the minus 2 to the left side, that is minus 1 by 2 into d by dx of cos 2x, that is d by dx of minus 1 by 2 cos 2x. So, the antiderivative of sin 2x is nothing but minus 1 by 2 into cos 2x. Therefore, the antiderivative or integral of sin 2x is nothing but minus 1 by 2 into cos 2x. So, this is the first problem. Now, the second problem you can do, and let me take 3, 4, 5 and all. So, in the third problem we are given e power 2x. Third one is e power 2x. We know that the derivative of e power something only. So, just differentiate e power 2x, which is nothing but e power 2x, differentiating e power 2 is e power 2x, and differentiating 2x it is into 2. So, 2 into e power 2x, but we need the antiderivative of e power 2x. So, the bring 2 to the left side, that is, and writing interchanging the left and right, here e power 2x equal to, generally we have pairs of inverses, that is in algebraic plus and minus, multiplication and division are called pair of inverse. Similarly, differentiation and integration, differentiation and integration are inverse pair. Consider ax plus b whole power n. When we differentiate this function, we have n into ax plus b whole power n minus 1 into a. But in the case of integration ax plus b whole power n into dx, we have a power ax plus b whole power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c, and further here you are multiplying this coefficient of x in the result. Here we have to divide it, that is 1 by a into ax plus b whole power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. That means in the differentiation you have to multiply by the constant of coefficient of variable x, and in the case of integration you have to divide it. So I told you differentiation and integration are pair of inverse. Multiplication becomes division. Now I do the problems from the 6 selective problems. We are using integration, that is 6th problem. Up to 5 by method of inspection we have found the antiderivative, but here we have to integrate, that is the 6th problem. Integral 4 e power 3x plus 1 into dx. By property we can split this, that is integral. So the constant comes in front of symbol, that is 4 into e power 3x into dx plus integral 1 into dx, that is 1 into dx. Now 4 into e power something, e power 3x, integrating e power 3x becomes e power 3x, but the coefficient of x should come to the denominator. Now only I explained you. So this is 4 by 3 into e power 3x plus the integrating 1 becomes x. While we are differentiating x, it is 1. So integral dx or 1 dx is nothing but x, and we have to put one arbitrary constant finally plus c. So this is the answer. And question number 7, integral x square into 1 minus 1 by x square into dx. Now before that there is a possibility of simplifying this. This is nothing but integral, multiply the x square to the inside, the elements with the inside, that is 1 into x square minus x square into 1 by x square into dx. So this is x square into 1 minus 1 by x square into dx. So x square minus x square into 1 by x square dx. So this is 1, this is 1, this is equal to integral x square minus 1 into dx. So which is nothing but integral x square into dx minus integral 1 dx is nothing but dx. So it is x power n means x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, x cube by 3. So in the integrating x power n, we have x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, 2 plus 1 3, in the denominators also it is 3, minus integral dx equal to x plus c. And next I do the 8th problem, you yourself can do, and 9th problem also easy. So I do the 10th problem. The 10th problem is integral root x minus 1 by root x the whole square into dx. Generally when we have square and multiplication, division, something like that, we have to simplify it first. So here we can expand this. This is in the form of a minus b whole square. So that is a square minus 2ab, 2 into root x into b, 1 by root x, 2ab plus b square plus 1 by root x the whole square into dx, that is equal to integral root x whole square equal to x, and these two are eliminated, that is minus 2 plus 1 by 1 square 1 root x the whole square equal to x plus into dx, that is equal to integral. So, we can integrate either separating or hereafter I won't separate. So, likewise and all we can integrate at the simultaneously, that means x integrating x, it becomes x power n plus 1, here power is 1. So, x power n integrating this x power n is x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, accordingly it is x square by 2 and any constant, that is 2 into integral dx equal to 2 into x only. So, when we are differentiating 2x we get only 2. So, we are integrating 2 means this is 2x minus 2x plus integrating 1 by x log x, that is log of modulus of x plus c. So, integrating this one x, integrating x we have x square by 2, integrating constant a constant into x plus 1 by x becomes log of modulus of x, and finally one arbitrary constant plus. Next to problem number 11, integral x cube plus 5x square minus 4 divided by x square into dx. It is a rational expression which can be simplified like integral. So, each term can be divided by x square. This is x cube by x square and plus 5x square by x square minus 4 by x square into dx. This is equal to integral x cube by x square means x and plus 5 minus 4 into bring to the numerator x power minus 2. So, in the denominator it is x power 2. So, bring it to the front. So, if you have 1 by x, you just integrate, that is 1 by x is log x. For another variable, for any other variable except 1, you can bring it to the numerator. So, it is accordingly 4 into x power minus 2 into dx. And now, the first one x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, that is 1 plus 1 2 divided by the power is 1, 1 plus 1 2. If you integrate the constant, that is constant with some x, and minus 4 into x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, and this is equal to x square by 2 plus 5x and minus 4 into x power minus 2 plus 1 means x power minus 1 divided by minus 1, which is nothing but x square by 2 plus 5x and minus into minus plus 4 into x power minus 1 by x, that is 4 by x, and finally one put one arbitrary constant plus c. So, this is the answer. And similarly you can do the 12th problem, that is I give you idea. The 12th problem is integral x cube plus 3x plus 4 divided by root x into dx. Now, this is equal to integral x cube by x power 1 by 2. So, the root x can be written as x power 1 by 2 plus 3x divided by x power 1 by 2 plus 4 divided by x power 1 by 2 into dx. This is equal to integral x power a power m divided by a power n equal to a power m minus n, that is x power 3 minus 1 by 2 equal to x power 5 by 2. So, x power 5 by 2 plus 3 into x power 1 by 2 plus 4 into x power minus 1 by 2 into dx. Now the power rule, x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus 3 into x power 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1 plus 4 into x power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by minus 1 by 2 plus 1. Simplify this answer and finally put one arbitrary constant plus c. That will be the answer. And consider the question number 13. So in the 13, the numerator is a polynomial and the denominator is another linear equation. We cannot integrate it directly, so we have to simplify it. So question number 13 is integral x cube minus x square plus x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 into dx. Now consider the numerator. We can separate this into two terms, that is we can take x square as common. So here x square into x minus 1 plus 1 into x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 into dx. That is integral. We can take x minus 1 as common, x minus 1 into x square plus 1 divided by x minus 1 into dx. Now this is equal to integral x square plus 1 into dx. So the final answer will be x cube plus 3 by 3 plus x plus c. Integrating x square, x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. 2 plus 1 3 divided by 2 plus 1 3. Integrating 1 it becomes x, and then finally we have an arbitrary constant c comes here. So it is x cube by 3 plus x plus c. Now consider likewise you can do the remaining problem, that is 14, 15 and all. So I go to 16th problem and 18th problem. Now 16th problem. The problem number 16 is integral 2x minus 3 cos x plus e power x into dx. It is easy one. You can either separate or you can directly integrate. That is, either you do like this, that is 2 into integral x into dx minus 3 into integral cos x into dx plus integral e power x into dx. You can do like this and then integrate, or otherwise you directly integrate, that is equal to 2x becomes 2 into x square by 2. The multiplying constant comes as it is. Integrating x, we have x square by 2 minus 3 into integrating cos x is sin x only plus integrating e power x. So the final answer is x square minus 3 sin x plus e power x plus c. And consider question number 18. Question number 18. Whenever the trigonometric function are given, so you have to rearrange it like formula. First to go through the formula. There we have given for some functions the antiderivative are given. Accordingly we can change the given function. Now 18 sum is integral secant x into secant x plus tan x into dx, which can be written as, so multiply secant x here, integral secant square x plus secant x tan x into dx. Integrating secant square x becomes tan x plus integrating secant x tan x is secant x. So it is tan x plus secant x plus c. For your confirmation, you can check it like differentiating this. Tan x, differentiating tan x becomes secant square x. differentiating secant x tan x plus c. Okay, the next 19, question number 19, integral secant square x divided by cosecant square x into dx. Now this is equal to 1 by cosecant square x equal to sin square x, and secant square x becomes 1 by cos square x, 1 by cos square x into dx, and this is equal to integral tan square x into dx. Now we don't have any formula. Check whether the formula for tan square x is given in your book or not, but we have not given any formula for tan square x. So we know the trigonometrical arrangement, that is tactics, that is we know that 1 plus tan square x equal to secant square x, and secant square x, tan square x can be written as secant square x minus 1 into dx. Now we have the formula for secant square x. Now integrating secant square x is equal to tan x, and minus 1 is x plus c. Now differentiate tan x, differentiating tan x, so secant square x, differentiating minus x is equal to minus 1, and arbitrary constant is 0. So this is the integral of the given function. So likewise you have to check whether the function have antiderivative, or otherwise you have to simplify it so to get the formula for this. So likewise the problem number 20 also can be done. So I do this problem number 20 also. Now the problem number 20 has given like this. Question number 20, integral 2 minus 3 sin x divided by cos square x into dx, which can be separated like this: integral 2 divided by cos square x into dx minus 3 sin x, integral 3 sin x divided by cos square x into dx. This is equal to integral, that is 2 into integral, we can bring the constant outside the symbol, and 1 by cos square x becomes secant square x into dx minus 3 into integral sin x divided by cos square x can be written as cos x into dx, which is equal to 2 into integral secant square becomes tan x, and minus 3 into integral, so 1 by cos x equal to secant x, and sin x by cos x equal to tan x into dx. So we have a formula for this. So likewise we have to rearrange the trigonometric function. So it is nothing but 2 into tan x minus 3 into integrating secant x tan x, we have only secant x plus c. So this is the final answer. So these are all the methods of integration. These are all very simple and preliminary stage of problems, and further we have to go for the next one, that is methods of integration.